I'm here with Enraile, who's an electronic producer from Washington. And Enraile, how would you describe your music? You really pull from a lot of different styles.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think personally, my music is just kind of just a amalgamation. It's a big word right there.
Very big
Of
word.
of all the stuff that I'm inspired by. But at the same time, it's kind of just whatever bounces off my brain and sounds cool. I'll just fuck around until something sounds cool, and then I will, make turn it into a song. And that's pretty much the whole process. There's no real it's sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a song that kind of sounds like Death's Dynamic Shroud, or I'm gonna make a song that sounds like this one Aaliyah song or something, and it always just ends up turning into something else. Just so there's no real, I don't really have a word to describe it, or a term to describe it. It's kind of just music
So when you
that I like
say
to make.
you want to make a song, do you normally think about working with samples or do you do instrumentation most of the time? Or is it
So
just a lot of both?
I started out only using just like software instruments, just synths and electronic noises, and making them all by myself. And then, like when I started getting into vaporwave and sampling things, I just realized that you can just get like such a much fuller and richer and more unique sound just by taking samples. Because you can manipulate any sound and turn it into any sound you want, which I think is the coolest thing ever. And I just love just taking, just a tiny little section of something completely random that I find either on my computer or on the internet, and just completely just screwing it up until it sounds like something cool. That's
So, yeah,
yeah,
you've definitely got a good plunder style going with stuff like Space World 2000 and your iClick duo
yeah.
that you're a part of. Speaking of that, what are we actually going to be seeing in the set for Homesick? Is it going to be all your solo stuff? Is there going to be iClick mixed in? Is there going to be Millennium Edition?
So there's gonna be mostly solo stuff. I'm gonna be playing a lot of stuff from my new album, which should be coming out sometime this year. I just got the masters back for it. I'm super excited for it. Um, Sometimes I play Millennium Edition songs. Usually, I feel like I have like a certain number of songs that I need to play, like stuff from Space World, unreleased stuff, and stuff from my new album. But there's always like two or three wild cards in each of my sets.
Yeah, there's plenty of music thrown out all around the place for you to grab.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's mostly Enraile, can I ask what does the Enraile name mean? Where does that come from for you?
So my name's Nathan Rail. In sixth and seventh grade, there was these kind of like Chad broy lacrosse player dudes at my school who knew I made dubstep, and whenever they'd see me in the hallway, they'd go Enrail dubstep. That was funny. So
It's funny.
credit to those guys.
Wow, you've had that for a long time then. It's a really
Yeah,
sleek name. I'm surprised you've
thank
had
you.
it. You think you got lucky coming up with that so early.
I got so lucky. I'm not really good with coming up with names normally, but I got very lucky with that.
Yeah. And yeah, so you said you used to make dubstep. Was that your start with music was dubstep production?
Well, I mean, I played guitar from like when I was 9 to when I was like, I don't know, 11 or something. I'm just not very good with instruments. And then my friend introduced me to like Skrillex and some electronic music, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is sweet. How do they make these noises?" I was just kind of fascinated with how they made the noises. And I started getting deeper into it and like seeing like people, make crazy dubstep noises on a computer, and I was like, I can do that. Like, I'm gonna try to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And like that's what I thought I was like roped into and locked into for a long time. Like 8 years, my first 8 years of producing music, I was like, I have to be making dubstep. Like I can't, like, I don't know what else I would do. Like I can't be unique with it. Like this is the scene that I'm aiming for. I want to be friends with Skrillex. There's nothing else. And then I discovered like the vaporwave scene and changed me.
What was your
Changed.
breakthrough moment with that?
So my friend Will, other member of iClick, I met him in high school on a radio show, and he just showed me all this new crazy experimental music. We started making noise music together as a group called Cucks, and we started like just fucking around making cool stuff. And Will introduced me to vaporwave, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I can just slow songs down, and this is music. Like this sounds. I slowed a song down, and it sounds like 10,000 times cooler than anything that I've made like by myself that took like fucking 8 months to make in a DAW. And that was really intriguing to me. And then in like the summer of 2017, this is like my third time like smoking weed ever. Me and Will smoked weed, and we got in the car. We were going to the bowling alley, and he's like, yo, listen to this album that just came out. And he put on Heavy Black Heart by Death's Dynamic Shroud. And that just totally blew my fucking mind into oblivion. Kind of made me realize like music doesn't have to be so formulaic and sound exactly like this. And I don't have to cater or pander to some people. Like music can just be anything that sounds cool. And that really like inspired me. And yeah.
I think that's definitely a popular idea in vaporwave. Is kind of breaking away from traditional ideas of how music needs to be made and how it needs to sound to be music.
Totally.
And you've mentioned a couple times now Death's Dynamic Shroud. Are they one of your big inspirations?
Number one. Well, maybe Skrillex, but they're my favorite artists of all time. They know how to make music just so fucking good. They just like they're so unique, and they know how to make you feel any emotion in the whole world, and it's just incredible to me.
So, how do you use emotion in your own creative process?
So that's a good question, because I feel like for like the majority of my music making career, I never really like expressed like what I'm feeling at the time. It's kind of always just like, let me make something that sounds cool. Like I've made like some of the happiest music ever, like when I was like sad as hell or stressed out or something. So it never really, until this new album. I feel like this new album has like just a lot like more raw and like darker energy as opposed to Space World, which is kind of just like you know, like um but I it's kind of hard for me to like put emotions um into like my Enraile music. It's kind of hard for me because not when the way I make music, it doesn't just like pop off the top of my brain. I'll just be looking around for like a cool sound for like hours until I just find something that sounds cool, and then be like, "Oh, I want to make something with this." But like the goal is kind of just to make people like, I love those moments when you hear a song and you just kind of stand up and go, "Whoa," you know? Like I love those moments. I want people to feel that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's some awesome insight into your process there. And again, another reason to look forward to that new album, I guess.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with me.
Of course, dude. Thanks for having me.